Welcome on board B Series Set 115. We are currently pulling into Warrenbro Station, and although the announcer makes it sound like Warrenbra, I don't know, is that how you're meant to say it? That just sounds really weird. Like Warrenbra. Yeah. Anyway, listen to that. Stepping out onto the platform, a quick look at the station initially. You can see there's a slanted rectangular shelter covering more than half of the platform, really. And then this is platform 2 here. You can go straight out onto the bus interchange from here, with the fare gates being right there. And then platform 1 is on the other side. Off that train goes to Mandurah. Only one more station, even though it's over 20 kilometers away and takes like 14 minutes. It's just unbelievable how far this is. Even the announcements still say stops all stations to Mandurah, even though it's only one station. But soon Lakelands will open, so that'll change. Although I still think Warrenbro to Lakelands will be the longest distance. So here's a station sign. This is Warrenbro Station. Alright, let's go to the other platform. There you see the closed station smart rail processors and transit officer booth. And then as soon as you come up onto the platform, you have to go onto the escalator or lift if you want to get to the Perthbound platform, which is the one most people will probably want to go to. So as you can see, the design is similar to Rockingham, where you come in, but there you come in on the western side and you have to take the escalator to the Mandurah-bound platform. Here it's the other way around, and the station doesn't really look similar to it. It's just the way you access the platforms, that is. The escalator only goes up towards the platform, so if you're going the other way you need to take the stairs or the lift. And then on this side you can go down, so you can continuously use the escalator to get to that side. But if you go onto the other side, like if you're going that way, then you need to take the stairs. Let's go into the lift now. This is quite a nice footbridge here. It doesn't feel like a bridge, just like a normal floor with tiles and walls on the side. Quite an old lift here. The station opened on the 23rd of December 2007, along with the rest of the Mandurah line, although it had already been finished in March, since the original plan was to have it done in December 2006 and then have it as the terminus of the Mandurah line for about a year. And at that time it was planned to be called Waikiki Station, which is the suburb just north of Warrenbro. Okay, here we are now at the bottom with the lift. Doors opening. Out we go. You can see there's a sanitizer on the right hand wall, and then the information point is right here. Let's press the button.
The next train to Perth departs in 2 minutes. The train stops all stations.
Yep, so we have services every 10 minutes during peak, like it is everywhere beyond Cockburn Central Station. Or Cockburn, sorry. Yeah, this is platform 1. The same as platform 2 over there, just that you got some seating and bins, just like on the other one. And then the rest of it right there is open, with no shelter. The station is located just to the east of Ennis Avenue, which at this part of its route is pretty much like a freeway, 100 km/h speed limit, and the Safety Bay Road intersection is just to the north of the station. So you can see the busy freeway right there on the right behind the bush. And then this weird sign: passengers are advised that a bird management activity is currently taking place to deter birds from making nests in the station ceiling, which means that there is high-pitched noise and some passengers may hear that. But that's not the only problem, because look at this. Spider. Lots of scary spiders around, birds and spiders at this station. Okay, anyway, here is a artwork that's been created by Jude Bunn and Joanna Standish Hansen. It consists of 48 squares with various images, each on a different angle. I don't know, something. A quick look out at the bus interchange, which was greatly upgraded in 2013, costing $4.5 million to increase the canopy above it with 5 new stands and 2 new layover bays. Just taking a look there, the buses stop on each side. This is where they drop off, and on the other side is where they pick up. Don't know what this is. At the bus turnaround there's just some motorbike shelter in the middle, although I don't think it's used anymore, just abandoned. And then over there is the southern car park, which was actually added in 2010 to increase capacity. About 130 bays were added. Here's the actual motorbike shelter in this car park, and the ticket machines. Okay, and the parking ticket machines, I mean. This is the concourse to get in, where there are the real ticket machines, information point, emergency point, timetables, drink fountain, toilets, and the bus map here, which you can see there are 6 routes going to Baldivis, all from 564 to 568, all go into Baldivis. And then you also have 569, which just operates once a day as a school service within Baldivis. And then there's also routes to Secret Harbour and Mandurah and Rockingham. So 3 of the routes actually come from Rockingham, diverge off their route just to come to Warnbro, and then keep going on to other places. And then there you also saw a phone booth, vending machine, and kiosk. And now we're outside here where there's a bike shelter, and now we're gonna walk up onto Safety Bay Road and take a look at some stuff. But yeah, so that's how the bus routes are organized here. The bus routes that go to Baldivis, they just go into Safety Bay Road, and then for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 kilometers or something, there's absolutely no stops. Then they get to Baldivis and diverge into all different directions to all different terminuses within Baldivis. And the weird thing is, during peak hour, most of them depart at the same time. So it's just really weird. So many routes really doesn't seem necessary. Most of them are empty anyway. Like after this I went to Baldivis just to take a look around and see what it's like, though I didn't film any of that. And I also traveled all the way from Mandurah station to my home, which is all the way up in Joondalup, around there, by bus. Yes, it took like 5 hours. That wasn't actually on the same day as this. I'm just saying what I've done. So that's when I did the 558. Anyway, I'm going on a rant now. There is the PSP, which just connects up to the station, and then you can take this staircase right up to Safety Bay Road up there. So let's just have a quick talk about the history of the station. It originally started to be planned in 1999, when the Mandurah line was still thought to be gonna come off the Armadale line, and then like the Thorney Cockburn link bit, and then through central Rockingham. And then it was actually meant to have that like 3/4 of the trains would terminate here, or even more actually, and then the rest of the line to Mandurah would just be a single track to avoid extra costs, and only a train every half an hour would continue down there. So this would actually have been a terminus station. But then this whole plan just changed, like stuff always changes, and which I've told you before in the Rockingham and Thorney videos, it was changed to go along the Kwinana Freeway all the way to Perth. The Rockingham bit was cancelled, and the light rail was going to be introduced, but then they didn't, and they just introduced RCC-TS bus services. But I've talked about that too much already in other videos. And then they just started building this as a normal through station, and as I said before, it was meant to open in December 2006 and be a terminus for 1 year. But then that changed, and it was already finished like 9 months early, but just remained not used until its opening in December. It is now located about 48 kilometers from Perth, all the way in Fare Zone 5. There are currently no stations in Fare Zone 6, and even when Lakelines is built, it will still be in Fare Zone 7 like Mandurah, which means only until Carnup is built, which is still going to be a very, very long time, there's going to be no stations in Fare Zone 6. On the last available statistics, the station got just over 1 million passengers in 1 year, although it's probably quite a bit higher now, because that was from 2014. Although it would have been even higher if it was a terminus station, since obviously a lot of people would get off here instead and just like take buses if they didn't want to wait. If the original plan went ahead to just have a single line all the way to Mandurah, wouldn't that be weird? So up here from Safety Bay Road we can get a good view of the station and the big lake next to it, which is the Rockingham Lake Wellincup, something like that. And yes, the whole western area of the station. On the west side is what it's really serving, lots of houses there on the western side of the station and Ennis Avenue. On the eastern side is just a lot of bushland and walking trails until you get to Baldivis, which is just some weird settlement amongst the bushland, and then the Kwinana freeway is to the east of that, and then nothing beyond there. So this area is really not very well populated, only within like 10 kilometers of the coast. The station's still well used, especially since there's no more stations after here all the way to Mandurah, so obviously they have to get off here. And now we're just approaching the signalized intersection where the cars and buses come out. Just here in the middle of this bushland, just some traffic lights. You don't even know that the station's here if you don't look closely. So that's it. I'm just gonna give the station a full rating of 5 stars. Although it's not as well accessible as other stations with the footbridge, it doesn't really mean that you have to lose marks for that. It's still a great station and I feel safe, especially with all the guards around. It's not really a dangerous area here, so it's completely fine. Full marks for this station. Look, they're even advertising the kiosk from the road here. What the frick.
Passengers, your next service departs in 6 minutes. This service runs all stops to Perth. Passengers for Mandurah, your next service departs in 10 minutes. This service stops all stations to Mandurah. service departing 9 minutes. This service stops all stations to Perth. Passengers for Mandurah, your next service departs in 6 minutes. This service stops at all stations to Mandurah.